November is coming in hot, and it's absolutely stacked. I'm talking more Travis Scott Jordans, more classic Jordan colorways returning, one of the most hyped collaborations of the year, and many more. Today, I'll be going over all of the November sneaker releases along with their release information and resale predictions. If you guys recall, I promised we still had a fun shock drop left in October, and we just saw that with the Foamposite Sneakers Cam, but don't worry because November shock drops are actually much better and more profitable. So make sure you're ready for that. As always, I'm going to be posting all of the early information before the shock drops happen inside of my group Endurance, which you could join with the link below. But we also alert the free members before Twitter, so even if you don't need early info, at least join the free group for the free guides, alerts, and even a method to help you get Chick-fil-A meals for completely free. This is basically just to give you a taste of everything Endurance offers outside of sneaker reselling, because there's many more ways to make money, like stock investing, sports betting promotion, exploits, Amazon FBA, price glitches, and many more. So check it out with the link below, and let's get started on the November sneaker releases. Kicking it off with November 1st for $230, we got another Foamposite, this time the Air Foamposite 1 Metallic Copper. This is actually a classic Foamposite colorway that a lot of collectors are going to want to get their hands on, and assuming they're pretty limited, I would expect that at least size 13 in particular might have some potential for brick profit. Otherwise though, because of the high retail, they'll most likely just be personals in the majority of sizes. Then on November 2nd for $125, we're getting another drop, the Nike sneakers drop for the Dunk Low LA. We already saw some retailers drop these on October 26th, but now the main sneakers drop is going to be on the 2nd. It looks like as of right now, you can make a little bit of brick profit off of the large sizes if you have no tax, or if you could sell off platforms and avoid seller fees, but other than that, they're mostly going to be personals. Also on November 2nd for $150, we got another Jordan collaboration, this time again with Awake New York. We already saw the red pair of the Jordan Airships drop with this collaboration, and now this is the Game Royal pair dropping. Unfortunately, that red pair did completely brick. They're under retail right now, and I'm kind of expecting the same fate for these, so just personals, but I will say they're very nice personals if you like the Airship model. Also on November 2nd for $210, we got the Jordan 14 Black Toe releasing. Unfortunately, like all Jordan 14s, I would expect these to just be personals, and if you do like this colorway, you could probably get them on sale, so if you want a personal, be patient. On November 2nd, we're going to be getting the Asics JJJJound release on the Asics website, because JJJJound is actually dropping these in a couple of days on the 31st, Halloween, but the Asics drop is going to be a little later on the 2nd. Now, the retail isn't confirmed right now, but I'd imagine to be somewhere around $220, $230, somewhere in that vicinity. And if that is the case, I am expecting both colorways of these to be profitable with a decent to good margin. But of course, we're going to know more after the JJJJound release, and the market shouldn't change that much after that, so we'll see. But as of now, I am pretty optimistic about these. Then on November 5th for $130, we're getting the Simpsons Adidas Rivalry Low Werewolf Flanders. Now, I think it's a pretty cool concept if you like collecting these, but unfortunately, when it comes to all these Adidas and show collaborations or media collaborations that they've been doing, they haven't really been performing well, and I don't think these are going to be any different, so even if they're very limited, I still think these are just going to be personals. Also on November 5th for $150, we got the Air Max 180 Joker dropping. Now, I gotta admit, although I do think the color combination is cool, resembling the Joker green and purple, I really am disappointed with how little they actually did to these. Feel like if they were calling the shoe the Joker, they could have done a lot more to it, at least put something on the tongue or the insole, add some more creativity to it, and this shoe could have popped off. But I don't think that these are going to be any more than personals, because there's just not anything really too unique about them. Then on November 7th for $150, we got the Air Max 186 Powerball BRS returning for the first time since I think 2006. So this is a pretty out there colorway, but because of the history behind this, there might actually be some decent demand, at least for the larger sizes on these, and with the retail of $150, there might be some room for brick profit on size 11 and up if you have no tax. Other than that though, they're probably just going to be personals though, because the colorway isn't too desirable, but we'll see. I'll keep you updated. And then on November 9th, we got a really hyped collaboration. This is the Dunk High Wu-Tang. They're dropping for $150, and actually this is the second drop. This is their full drop. The first drop was a shock drop on Nike sneakers, and of course all the early info for that was posted inside of Endurance. Again, if you guys don't want to miss these super profitable shock drops, just join with the link in the description below, or at least join the free group for fast alerts. But when it comes to these, even on the full release, when there's more pairs in circulation, I'm still expecting these to be very profitable with an incredible margin. But also on November 9th, for $215, we're also getting the return of the Jordan 4 Fear. A lot of people, including myself, have been waiting for this re-release for a very long time. This is one of the most universal and wearable Jordan 4s. I'm personally a huge fan of it. Can't wait for them to drop. With the retail at $215 and being how Jordan 4s typically do tend to do pretty well, I do think there is going to be room for lunch money on these in large sizes 10 to 11 and above. So nothing too crazy on these, but I am pretty optimistic about those bigger sizes, especially if you don't have tax. Then on November 11th, for $230, we got the return of another classic Jordan colorway. This time though, there's going to be a change on them that I don't think a lot of people are going to like, and this is the Jordan 11 Velvet Women's Bred. So this is the Bred colorway. Everything's the same except for the fact that there is velvet rather than patent leather and mesh on top. So personally, I'm not a big fan of this. I get that they're mostly for women. Let me know what you guys think about these because I'm very curious in the comments below. When it comes to resale, most of these Velvet Jordan 11s don't tend to do well, aside from those prom night 11s, which were their own thing. So I'd say these are mostly just going to be personals, and you'll probably even be able to get them on sale too if you're patient. So if you want a pair, just be patient. And then on November 13th, for $200, we're getting another Travis Scott Jordan Jumpman Jack trainer, this time in the dark mocha colorway. Now, when it came to all the last pairs of the Travis Scott Jordan Jumpman Jack trainers, all those were very profitable, and I'm expecting these to also be very profitable with an incredible margin. So of course you're going to want to go full throttle on every size, but I will say these will probably perform the worst of the pairs that have already released, but that doesn't mean they're going to do bad by any means. Definitely should try to get as many sizes as you can full throttle. Then on November 15th, for $160, we're getting another KD and Pearl, this time on the KD 17 for $160. Now, unfortunately, the recent KD 4 and Pearl even bricked, so I'm not too optimistic when it comes to these. With a retail of $160, they're probably going to end up just being personals. Then on the 16th, for $210, we got the Jordan 9 Olive dropping. Like all Jordan 9s, though, I would have to say these are just going to be personals, and if you're patient, you might be able to get them for below retail too. Then on November 20th, for $130, we're getting the return of the KD 4 Christmas. Now, even though this used to be a highly sought after colorway, unfortunately, when it comes to all these recent KD 4s that have been coming back, they've kind of just been bricking. They haven't been doing too well, and I'm not expecting these to be any different. So as of now, I'd have to just say personals only for these. Then on November 22nd, for $230, we have a potential sleeper cook, and that is on the Vapor Edge Kobe 6 Grinch cleat. While yes, these are cleats, these should actually perform pretty well because it's such a highly sought after and iconic colorway. I'm expecting these to do pretty well. And just a tip when it comes to cleats, the best place to sell these are usually on eBay. There's a lot of people that don't know the market there that are paying high for these types of cleats. But anyway, I am pretty optimistic about these. I think they'll be profitable, so I would suggest going for them. And of course, Nike has free returns, so no risk. Then on November 23rd, for $220, we're getting the return of one of the most iconic Jordans of all time, and this is the Jordan 3 Black Cement. They last had a release back in 2017, and now they're finally coming back again. The hype is definitely very high for them, but there's also going to be a lot of stock produced. Now, one thing is that apparently the stock that was intended to be produced on these has been slashed, so it's not going to be as massive produced as it was intended to be. So I think there is going to be some room for profit on these, at least sizes 10 and above, but nothing too crazy, just some lunch money, especially if you don't have tax. Nothing too significant, but mostly I think we're all looking forward to getting a pair of personals if you don't already have the 2017 pair. Then on November 30th, for $140, we're getting the Jordan 1 Low OG Game Royal. Unfortunately, like most Jordan 1 Lows, I would expect these to just be personals, but if you like Jordan 1 Lows, this is a pretty clean colorway. Now, that's actually going to conclude it for the November releases so far, but of course, more are going to pop up throughout the month, so just make sure you subscribe and enable post notifications, and make sure you're on lookout for all the shock drops. Again, I'm going to post all the early info for all of them inside of Endurance, so consider joining with the link below, or at least join the free group to get free alerts and some free Chick-fil-A meals. Other than that, though, have a great rest of your day, and good luck on all these upcoming releases.